My name is ASUS, and today marks the beginning of something I've always wanted, my very own hardcore forever world. In this first episode, my goal is to build the ultimate starter base, packed with everything I'll need to survive for as long as possible in my new forever world. So, let's get started. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I just love the feeling of starting a brand new world. It is just so refreshing. Anyways, as you all know, we need to start punching our first tree, and I think we found our victim here. Now that we have some wood, I can craft up a wooden pickaxe and go look for some stone to mine. Using this cobblestone, I can craft myself a basic set of stone tools. Alright, now that we have the stone tools acquired, I think the next objective is to make sure we have a bed to sleep the night away. Unfortunately for all these sheep, I think they will do just fine. I did spot a village, okay. There's a village way over there. I think I'm just going to go check that out and see if there's any good loot I can take. I will also gladly take the sugarcane and these pumpkins right here. Oh, perfect. They have wheat blocks. Okay. I'm going to craft myself up a stone hoe here, just to make stealing their wheat a little easier.
Are you really playing Minecraft if you're not stealing the villagers' crops?
Well, I had to look around and didn't really find anything super useful, but I did find this cave here, so I'm hoping we can get a few bits of iron and coal. That does scare me a little bit though, but if we're careful, I think we can avoid all of these mobs down there. Now, whenever I'm starting out a world, I always make sure to grab as much coal as I can. It's just super useful having an early game. And yes, it can be tedious to sit here for 10 minutes and mining coal super slowly, but it's definitely worth it. Oh, this is a very tricky cave. Oh no. Whew. Okay. That was a little worrying, I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of close. No shield or no armor, nothing. A skeleton can definitely end your world early, so good thing we were able to take the guy out. After a bit more mining and mob killing, I was able to smelt all of my iron and craft a full set of iron armor. Alright, finally made it to the surface, and if you didn't notice, got a shiny new set of gear here. Finally got enough iron to make a full suit of iron armor, and man, let me tell you, that gives me so much more confidence. I almost feel like I could take on one of these guys here, but I definitely won't be doing that. Anyways, now that I'm done with the caves, I think I'm going to find the spot to set up my starter base. So I'll do a bit of searching around, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh no. I did not see this monument. This might hurt. Oh, please. Okay. Okay, I think we got out of that without a scratch, which is honestly pretty lucky. Oh, there's another one? Oh my god. That actually scared me so much. Wait, what? Actually, what is this? Oh, it's a ship. Okay. I see, it's the mast. Alright. Nothing too good. I will take this map though. That would be kind of fun to do a little berry treasure hunt. Other chests? Ooh, moss. I will definitely take that moss. That will definitely come in handy. Alright, let's take a look at this map. Oh, perfect. It should be right here. There's a bit of a problem with that. There are some mobs over there. I'm hoping if we can just place the bed down quick enough and go to sleep fast enough, we'll be okay. Oh, can we get it off? Oh, nice. Just in time to... If I remember correctly, there's kind of a way to do this, and if you're looking north, you just want your little icon piece to just be peeking out over the X, and then you should be able to just dig down from there. Are you serious? Oh my, okay. I forgot about the mining fatigue. Alright, I'm gonna just wait out that for a few minutes. Finally, we can break blocks again. Or is it? Oh, maybe that's what it was. I think it might be if the bottom of it is sticking out. Yep, there you go. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we get. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, I guess our first diamond in this world will be from a treasure chest, which I mean, I won't complain. Definitely makes it makes my life easy. Alright, there we go. The first diamonds. We'll also grab these emeralds. Honestly, everything else I might just leave. But yet, 2 diamonds, that's not bad. Anyways, we do have to continue looking for a place to build, so I'm gonna carry on with that, and I'll see you back again soon. Oh wow, those mountains look so cool. Okay, you know what? I think I found a good spot here. Not super close to those mountains I saw, which are pretty much just right over there. But this is kind of a good flat area. The area over there wasn't the flattest. It was a lot of water and kind of small hills. So I think we can work with this area here. And we also have a village super close, which is really, really convenient. The only thing is I'm not the biggest fan of the cherry blossom biome. But I do really like that mountain there, and I think we can definitely work with something. So I think I'm just gonna clear a little area, maybe right around here, and we can get started with the starter base. All right, well that didn't take too much time at all. I have now completed my entire starter base, and here it is. Beautiful craftsmanship. I think it's some of my best work, honestly. No, just kidding. I actually just needed a temporary place to just store my items because I need some more supplies before I start building. So I'm gonna have to go out and do a bit more exploring just so I can find a few more resources. Alright, so while I had it, let's go over the 3 materials that I'm looking for. The first one is deep slate, which we all know is pretty easy to get, so that one won't be a problem. The second one is mud, which hopefully isn't too bad. If I don't find a mangrove swamp, I can always just use glass bottles and convert dirt into mud, so that shouldn't be too bad either. The last one though will pose the biggest issue, which is calcite. So if you don't know, calcite can be found in 2 major ways. The first being geodes, which spawn underground, and the second way is finding those big mountains that spawn with the calcite veins. Now personally, I prefer the mountains. I just find it a lot easier to just mine on the mountain instead of finding geodes, but if we need, we will go looking. I did see this method of looking in the ocean to find geodes. Apparently they can stick up through the ground and into the ocean, so we might have to do that later, but we'll see. Ooh, I think I just saw some bamboo up there. I also saw this pale oak biome on the way to the bamboo, so we'll grab some saplings from here as well. Man, I must say, I have not been into one of these biomes with shaders on, and it just is so atmospheric. Like with the little fog there, this would definitely be really scary at night. Oh, perfect. We found a mangrove swamp. Alright, that means we can just farm a bunch of mud here, and we don't have to make it with water bottles. That's awesome. I did come prepared. I've made 2 iron shovels for this trip, so I'm going to be collecting a lot of this stuff. Okay, 1 full iron shovel later, and I think that's probably enough mud for now. One thing that's super nice about this biome is, we all know generally it is a kind of a pain in the to chop these trees, but to get saplings, you don't have to chop anything. You can just grab these propagules and you're good to go. Oh, here's one of the new firefly bushes. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, and the new bush. I'll definitely be grabbing those while I'm in the area. Hopefully there are more around. Oh, is that? Oh, there we go. Oh, I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Perfect. Okay, we found a geode. Now I have to figure out how I'm gonna get down there without dying. Oh, okay. I've got an idea. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna place my crafting table and quickly make a door so that I can breathe down here. As long as I'm quick, this should be no problem. And perfect. Okay, so now we can crack this geode open and get some calcite. Perfect. Man, I've been searching for so many blocks to find this stuff. Finally, we have some calcite to work with. Alright, so I just spent some time to dig up the entire geode basically, and I think we have enough calcite for now. So now it's time to go home and get the last material that we need, which is just cobbled deep slate. Alright, I have finally gathered up enough resources to finally start building. I think I'm ready to move out of my dirt shack over there, so let's get to work. Now I'm not entirely sure how big I want to make it yet. I do have a style in mind, but I'm not sure on the dimensions of the build, so I think I'll just kind of start building and see where it goes. For this build, I started with a solid stone foundation using a mix of stone bricks, cobblestone, andesite, and the occasional cracked stone brick. I then went on to make some stripped spruce support beams, and in between each beam I used a mix of calcite and diorite for the walls.
For the roof, it was a simple curved design using a mix of deep slate bricks and tiles. I will point out that during the first time I built the roof, I had actually got the dimensions wrong and I had to rebuild one of the walls. I wanted to point this out to show that it's okay to make mistakes. And since I'm not the best builder, I will be making a lot of them. Anyways, after adding in some windows with light gray stained glass and a few other details, the build was done. Well, that took me a lot longer than I was expecting, but I think I am done with the exterior here. Kind of a simple design, kind of a medieval look. I'm sure you've all seen this before. However, the interior is not looking too good. So I think I'll just do a quick spin around here and perfect. We are all done there. Just kidding. That actually took a lot longer than I was expecting. But at least we have a fully furnished starter base now. So once you come in the door, there's kind of this little entry area just to kind of greet you into the house. To the left here is the main storage area with all of my chests and storage, which looks very organized, but I have yet to actually organize my items. So that I'll probably do off screen. Next over here, we have the main kitchen area, which is where I'll do all my smelting for my food, my ores, and then any regular items I need to smelt. And honestly, I think this room turned out very nice. I'm not the biggest interior designer. I'm not really good with small areas. So I think this turned out a lot better than I was actually expecting. So then we'll go upstairs here. And there's kind of another main entry area here. And then to the left will be the bedroom. This space was quite big, so I struggled a little bit with making it look kind of detailed and nice. But I threw in a few plants just to kind of increase the greenery here and make it not look too, sprucey. And lastly, there's this room over here, which actually is totally empty because I don't have any idea what to do with this room. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments and I'll probably pick the best idea. Now that the house is fully done, I think it's time we can finally remove this dirt shack, which I've been waiting to do for so long. Alright, last block, and finally that terrible eyesore is out of my world forever, so we'll never have to look at that thing again. But we have a bit of an issue. This is all the crops I have to my name, and if I want to start breeding some animals, I'm going to need a few more. So what I'm going to do is start a few crop fields just out in front of the house, and then we can start growing some crops properly. But first I'm going to need myself a stone hoe. Also going to grab some water from the river here, and if you're wondering why I'm only using one bucket, I literally don't have enough iron to make 2 buckets, so I'm going to have to make a couple trips. Alright, so I'm just going to clear out some of these seeds and start a rough shape on the farms. And just to cover up the water blocks, I'm going to put in some spruce slabs. Hopefully these will blend in nicely with the dirt. Then finally I'm going to start planting in some of my seeds, just so we can start getting some crops growing. I'm thinking that this entire side here will probably just be wheat, and then we'll probably do some potatoes and carrots over on this side. I'm also just going to add a couple little stone walls with some lanterns on top to make sure the crops have enough light during the night to grow. Well, now that I've got a rough outline of where all my crops are going to be, I think I'm going to make a sort of animal pen here, just for my cows, sheeps, and any other animals I want to house here. The design's not going to be anything crazy. I think I'm just going to go in with some stone brick walls and maybe some other walls here as well, and a bit of spruce wood, and just kind of make a few little pens. And I'm definitely excited to, at some point in this world, have a tree farm because cutting these spruce trees is getting a little ridiculous. Or if not a tree farm, at least just better tools. Alright, so I just came up with this little design here. I know these pens are quite small, but I don't think these animals need a whole lot of space, and I'm not really planning on putting a lot in here. Just enough to kind of get me started, but we'll probably have some dedicated spaces later on for these animals. And one thing I did realize while building this was how expensive trapdoors are, and the inflation on those things is getting crazy. And now, unfortunately, I do have to go to the mines and grab a bit more iron because I am totally out of iron, which really sucks, especially when I want to be using these lanterns as much as possible. It's taking me only like 2 minutes and I've already found 24 pieces of iron. Which is unfortunate because if I had fortune, that would be so much more. But we'll take what we can get. Anyways, I do hear zombies nearby, so I think there's a cave. And this dripstone might confirm that. Okay, this really isn't much of a cave. But we'll take the easy access to this iron here, so it's not too bad. Just like that, we already have 37 pieces of iron, which should be plenty enough for the rest of this episode. And I'm really shocked that I got that fast. That literally only took me like 3 minutes total. Alright, now we can finally add some lanterns in here, and I'll be confident that the animals we bring in here will be totally happy and definitely not isolated from the rest of the world. Actually, that was a bit too many lanterns. So now that I'm sure my animals will be totally happy, I think it's time we go find some. And I've seen a lot of animals nearby, so oh, shoot. I've seen a lot of animals nearby, so I don't think it should be too hard to find some. Like right here, we already have sheep super close, and I know there are some cows in the area as well. So hopefully this goes pretty smoothly. Alright, well, as long as these guys don't trample my crops, I think we'll get along just fine. Alright, and I'll stick you guys in here. And now they have their own forever world right in this pen. Oh, perfect. There are the cows. Sweet. It makes my life so easy having these cows super close to the base. I mean, we're literally only like 40 blocks away. This is awesome. Now, we do have a bit of an imposter in here, so I think the sheep will have to go if we can get to them. And there we go. Okay, so now we just have to find some pigs and chickens, and perfect. This almost looks scripted how easy these animals are to find, but I'm telling you, there's just so many animals nearby that this is great. I will say though, the only animal I haven't actually seen has been chickens, so we might have to go on a bit of an adventure to find some, but I'm hoping it won't be too bad. Oh, dang it. 3 out of the 4 animals are done. Now it's time to find us some chickens. Oh, there we go. I see 1 chicken. I'm hoping there's at least a second one to go with it. Oh, perfect. Alright. Oh, we got tons of chickens here. Alright, little guys, come with me and we'll find you a new home. I'm calling it home. To them, it's probably more like a prison. Wow, these guys swim so slowly. This might take a while. Okay, guys, come on. I'm not sure if you guys can hear their footsteps, but if you can, I'm wondering if you guys also think it sounds like the crackle of a fire. Because to me, it sounds like there's a constant fire lit behind me, and it's kind of scaring me a little bit. Perfect. And we got all of our animals in their pens before nighttime, so I don't have to deal with any of those pesky mobs. Anyways, I think I'm going to take some time to harvest these crops and also breed the animals. So I'll see you once that's done. You know what, while we wait, I think there's something I can do, which will require a bit of dirt and some stone. Now, I don't think this is enough materials to finish what I have in mind, but it will definitely give me a good start. Well, it definitely isn't enough resources because I have 0 stone to use for stone bricks, so a quick trip to the mine should fix that. Of course, I forgot to bring myself an extra pickaxe. Ooh, nighttime is not a good time to exit the mines. Ooh. Wandering trader, okay. He is invisible, but let's see what he has. Honestly, nothing I really... Oh! Well, I guess they are good for one thing. Oh my god, did I look at that Enderman? Oh no! Oh, this is getting very scary. Okay, give me a second and I'll hopefully I'll figure out this mob situation, because I am getting just overrun here. Let's get out of here and get to the safety of my house, because this is just not a fun experience out here. Alright, now that I've gathered a bit more resources, we can finally get back to what I wanted to do, which is create a tiny little perimeter wall all around our little starter base here. But first I'll need to place in a bit of dirt over here just because our farmland extends a bit too far. Alright, that should be good there. And now I can start placing some blocks and kind of mapping out where this wall will go. I don't want it to be too tall. I want it to be like, you know, maybe 1.5, 2 blocks tall. Just tall enough to keep out all the mobs, but not too tall where it's just covering up the build and the farms and all that, so. I'm thinking just something sort of like this, just sort of a messy rocky look that looks nice but also keeps the mobs out. Anyways, I'll continue this on the rest of the wall and then I'll see you after that's done. Okay, now that I've finished all the wall, I think I'm just going to make a front gate sort of entrance here. Now I don't have an actual design in mind, I'm kind of just going to go ahead and see what I can come up with. But I know I do want to add a bit of wood just to kind of break up that gray color from the stone wall. Okay, I think something like that should do the trick. Now to actually make this gate functional, I'm going to throw in a few walls here and then a fence gate to keep the mobs out. And yes, don't worry, I do know that technically you can get over this gate by just walking on the edge there and getting in, but I'm honestly not too worried. I don't know if the mobs are that smart enough, so I think that should be fine. And one final thing is obviously this pathway here. I'm not going to keep it just grass. It kind of looks honestly terrible. So I'm going to come in here with some packed mud and packed mud bricks and try and make a nice design. I'm also going to use some of the path block to mix in with that, and hopefully it looks good. But yeah, if you remember at the start of the video, this is why I wanted to gather so much mud, because I wanted to use the packed mud as a building block, which I've never really used before. And honestly, I think it was a great addition to the game. I just haven't gone around to actually using it in any of my builds. After finishing the pathway, I wanted to add some final details to the build. So first, I removed the supportive beam of signs and moved it up since I thought that looked better. I then also added some shutters to the window and added these fence gates to make the build look a bit more supported. Lastly, I built this little gazebo type structure right in the front of the build to store all the crops I collect. This gazebo was really simple to make but adds so much life and character to the house. And just like that, we are officially done our starter base. Well, I just finished with the final details and I think this place turned out amazing. For someone who really isn't much of a builder, with very little experience building super detailed builds, I think this turned out great. Even the interior I am super proud of and I hope you all agree. Anyways, if you made it to this point of the video, I would like to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.